Good people, we are now on video number 3. I am calling them names but not days because I would want them to outlive the bracket of the days and the months and the years, because I would want us to keep them somewhere for reference when we have a small problem. In video number 1, we gave the signs that your child may be able to exhibit if they do not want to go to school. In video number 2, we did cover the response. What can you do in that case? And in this video, I want to share with you 14 reasons that may be behind your child's drama. Remember, up to now, we have not asked ourselves, what could be the problem? Did they just go to bed and wake up with madness? Chances are, no. There could be some issues that may make your child to feel that they do not want to go to school. Number 1, too much poverty. Too much poverty. The child looking at the parents and everything at home, and they completely lose hope. They are perpetually at home, always being sent home for school fees. That if the term is 16 weeks, they are only in school for 5 weeks. 11 weeks they are at home, because every week they are in school 2 days, 3 days at home, or 4 days. Too much poverty. The child, remember, you may argue that precisely that is why they go to school, so that they can eradicate poverty. My dear mom, my dear dad, our children do not have the wisdom we have. The intelligence you have and the way you look at life, the perspective with which you look at life, your prism or the blinders that you use to look at life, your worldview is not the worldview of your daughter. Where you may think that you are sending them to school to be better economically than you, they are not looking at 10 years to come. Your daughter is fixed on today, that there is no food, there is no uniform, there is nothing. The other day, I think a week ago, a boy called me. He's a boy I have never met, but because my phone number is known everywhere in the world, so the boy picks this number and calls me. Tells me, Father, I am so-and-so from this and this school. Then he tells me the background of the home. And believe me, this boy was calling me to tell me 2 things. 1, the boy is in a day school. In this day school, where the school fees is not even 2,500 per semester, the parents cannot raise that money. 2,500, they can't raise. So the boy tells me he has a huge school fees balance. And he has no money to go to school. And I think he needed maybe his school fare, bus fare is about, I think, 70 shillings. And then he tells me, Father, I think the boy is in Form 3. Father, since I started schooling, I have never had uniform. I wear things that look like uniform. So if God helps you, please buy me uniform. I must confess that I have not gone. I know I have settled the school fees. I know I have done a few other things through the principal, because again, I don't deal with children. They can con you. These fellows, ila mambo wamenionyesha hii dunia, mimi niko na story. So, but now I deal with the principals. So I have settled his school fees, but I want to go to see that boy. I also want to go and see his family. You never know, maybe there's something that I can be able to do, or we can do as a congregation. But what is my point? My point is, here is a boy, the parents, and both are alive, both. Mom and dad are alive, breathing and on their toes. But they cannot raise, in a whole term, 2,500. You may think it's a joke, it is true. We have parents in this country who cannot raise that money. In fact, even if you tell them it is 1,200, Ask me, I'll tell you. I deal with the parents in their hundreds in our foundation. So there are genuine cases out there, and there are families living with a lot of poverty. A lot of poverty. So this can be the reason why the child may feel that, no. Remember, they are not refusing to go because they feel bad about it. Some of them will refuse to go so that they can help their parents, especially girls. Girls will say, no, I will not go, I want to help my mom. Boys will do the same. I want to go help my mom. It's like everyone wants to help their mothers. I don't know who helps their dads. But anyway, you get the point. Number 2, too much wealth. Too much wealth. Now, this is the other side of point number 1. There are some children, especially in a country like Kenya, where we equate education with the money, which is so sad. It is so sad. That is why some of the kids keep on asking us towards their final year in high school, Father, tell me, which degree course has a lot of money? Those are the questions we hear from your sons and daughters. So from a country where education is equated with money, that when I get a lot of education, I'll have a lot of money. Now here is a child who already have a bank account with the figures going to 6 and 7. A fellow in Form 2 and they already have a vehicle. They already have their own home. So the boy wakes up one morning, and the people who have this funny mentality are the boys. The boy wakes up one morning and asks, everybody is running to school to get money. Me, I already have money. So where am I going? Most of the boys who have come from very wealthy families, they end up with very poor education. Girls comparatively do better than boys. For reasons maybe we will discuss before Jesus comes back again. Number 3, there are kids who refuse to go to school to punish their parents. That is how stupid our children can be. That is how clueless they can be. That is how foolish they can be. That is how myopic they can be. Somebody may say, no, that's not making sense. In fact, it is not making sense. That is why it is a grievance. Don't think that your son can think like you. There are those who do not want to go to school to punish you. Number 4, a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness, especially in cases where the marriage is broken. So we can talk about the divorce and separation, when marriage breaks. Remember, the people who serve us a lot or who serve us the most are the kids. So at some point that may create a lot of hopelessness and helplessness, and they may opt out of school. Number 5, when the child thinks that education is not my thing. There are children who are convinced today that they were never meant for school. And they'll tell you, Dad, I am trying everything. And the more I try, the more I get an E. Mom, I'm trying everything. The more I try, the more I become the last. Maybe I was never meant to go to school. A child may think like that. And if a child thinks that education is not my thing, you may need heaven plus Jesus to convince them that they can go through school and get a certificate. Number 6, peer pressure. Peer pressure, especially when your son or your daughter is keeping a company of destructive nature. Boys may drop out because they are keeping company of boys maybe who already are out of school. Girls may opt out of school because they are keeping companies of the same. Number 7, drugs and substance abuse. This can cause our children to refuse to go to school. Number 8, uncontrolled religiosity leading to cultism, especially in those religions that teach that education is not important because even Jesus did not have a degree. And I know you have had those sects, especially in this country, Kenya, and they are all over, especially in Africa. Number 9 is when the teachers are very poor role models. We will be discussing teachers, I think, from the fourth video. Sometimes teachers can bully our children. If you didn't know, please know. A teacher may be the reason why your child will stop going to school. Long time ago, in my own family, in my family we are only 10, 7 brothers and 3 sisters. There was a teacher in our school who almost made one of my brothers to stop schooling because the guy was just so bad, extremely bad, and he was strategically punitive. So when I discuss this, at least I remember long time ago, in my own family, it happened. So it is true. A teacher can make your son to drop out of school. If you didn't know, please know. That is number 9, especially when teachers decide to be poor role models. Or even when teachers are misbehaving and the kids may reason out that if these are the ones who are teaching us and now they are misbehaving, I think there is no hope in this world. Number 10, too much bullying by the students. Too much bullying, and this affects mostly boys. And boys may just opt out of school without any explanation, especially when the bullying went too much to hitting below the belt. Boys may not take it that easily or lightly. Number 11, illicit relationships. Illicit relationships. When our boys and girls start engaging in sex early in life, very early in life. Maybe your son already is seeing some girl somewhere. There are some boys who are very active sexually from Form 1. He may be seeing a girl, or he may be seeing a boy in gay relationships. Girls, the same. Your daughter may be in some funny friendship with some guy who is either working or maybe a school dropout, or one of the boys in one of the schools. And remember, girls enter into relationships leaving nothing outside. They enter with their everything, including their stupidity. So that tells you that a girl can easily be cheated in a funny relationship early in life than a boy can. She may be in a relationship with a boy, or she may be in a relationship with a girl, in a lesbian relationship. However, we are calling them illicit relationship because they are not needed, never desired, and they will never be even in hell. Number 12, poor academic mentorship. Poor academic mentorship, especially from the parents. What do we mean by this? Here we have 2 parents who are so well academically exposed, but they are people of bad manners. So the boy is asking, my dad has 2 degrees. And the way he behaves is like someone who has never seen the door of any school. If education never changed my dad, I am sure it can't change me. Because comparatively, my dad is even more gifted intellectually. Me, I'm just struggling to make things work. Again, remember, your son does not need to argue like you because that's their level. So sometimes you may be doing some things and then you think that, no, it's my life. My son is living his life. You are a mentor, my dear. Dad, you are a mentor. Mom, you are a mentor. When you are misbehaving, you can be sure your kids are noticing. And they might take you to task because of your poor manners, bad manners. Number 13. lack of jobs for older siblings. For example, here we have a family of 4. The child in question is the lastborn. The firstborn finished university, no job. The second one finished university, no job. The third one finished, no job. The fourth one is in Form 2. The dad has education, no job. The mother has education, no job. This fellow, in their poor thinking, he might decide to join the fray and then says that, 2 brothers and 1 sister and 2 parents, 5 people with education minus jobs. Wacha ikae. So they may decide not to. They may decide not to. Does it make sense? It does not make sense. But don't forget, it is not making sense to you. It is not making sense to me because I am a priest. It is making sense to the mutter of the idea. Number 14, you can add. Thank you, and God bless you.